I feel like I can't see good enough. There we go. Yep, I see you chatting it up. Yeah, y'all look evil. Probably gonna have to kill you. You know a game is awesome when you don't even play it right and you're having tons of fun. That's exactly what Assassin's Creed Nexus VR was for me. I'm going to talk about how beautiful the game is, the sneaking, the assassinations, the combat, and I'll be talking about the parkour in the game. And finally, I'll give you my overall opinions on what I felt about this game. So, the beauty. It is incredible looking. When you first enter the game, they put you in this amazing room. And I believe you're in old Italy, and the detail on the ceiling, the floors, the bed, everything is so beautiful. I would really like to know a statistic on how long the artists spent researching this stuff and putting it together for the game to make it look as good as it turned out. I know VR games don't usually have the best graphics, but this one certainly pleases. But everything looks so good. The character models, the people, the flowers, the scenery, the backgrounds, the castles. There's so much detail put into this game. The paintings on the walls looked like old ancient paintings. It was incredible. I couldn't tell if I was looking at two-dimensional or three-dimensional textures to do what they did, but they did it well. Every single character model looked amazing. Now, I will say, of course, when you're in VR, you do notice things look kind of lifeless, but that's only when you're up close looking into their eyes because they don't look at you back. But they do have a lot of lifelike movements. For one thing, they don't like you getting in their face.
What the?
The weapons look real good. The movement of the characters looks pretty good. The cities look beautiful. There are people working. There's a castle. There's even the haystacks when you were inside of them looked incredible. I never thought that being inside of a haystack would be much fun, because when I was a kid, we would stack each other with hay. Yeah, that was a nightmare. I hated it. Get all up in your crevices. It was the worst. But not in this game. You just get inside of a haystack and you're like, hey, cool, I'm in a haystack. Okay, sneaking around. Sneaking around was top notch. It was so much fun. You can crouch in the game to hide behind certain aspects to keep the guard's face from seeing you. If you run or move too much or fast or knock things around, they'll look at you and they won't be happy to see you. And in some cases, you don't want to be seen at all. And in other cases, you're doing your best to not have to fight because fighting is pretty hard. And I'll talk about that in a second. So whenever I was sneaking around, I felt really powerful because I realized that I could just kill somebody in one swift kill. In the game, of course, not real life. Throwing that disclaimer out there for YouTube. The assassinations were incredible. Everybody knows, even if you don't play Assassin's Creed, you have that awesome little knife that flicks out of your wrist. Well, in this game, you actually do flick it out of your wrist. You hold the trigger button and you flick your wrist back and it comes out. And you can use that not just for sneaky assassination attempts, but also during fighting. I'm not real good at it yet, but you can target enemies and assassinate them from afar or from behind, kill them quickly and silently. And I have to say, I preferred that over the combat. The combat was fun. I did like the combat, but I preferred the sneakiness and the assassination instead of just the actual combat. Which brings us to the combat. I did enjoy it. I do think that games like Dungeons of Eternity have better combat because that's kind of what the whole game is focused on. This one has much better assassination. Again, focus. I still really enjoyed it. This particular combat set relies heavily on parrying. You got to parry a lot. I haven't unlocked all the different ways to fight yet. I'm sure whenever I get all those, I will realize that the combat is much more extensive than it is right now. I mean, I've only unlocked the ability to dash and use my wrist knife while I'm fighting. But regardless of the fact that there are games with better combat, this combat is very fun. I do like it. It's just not my favorite combat that I played in VR. It is, however, my favorite sneaking and silent kills. Having never played an Assassin's Creed game, I think they did a fantastic job with throwing me into there. I've noticed a lot of games, if you've never played before and you enter on the second or third one, this is like what, their 13th or something, 14th, I don't know. If you enter into a game that you haven't played before, you'll oftentimes be a little frustrated because they just kind of expect, oh yeah, you've played our other 7 games. Well, I hadn't played any of them, and I had zero difficulty learning this game. When I played Stride Fates last week, I had a lot of trouble learning some of the controls and stuff because I felt like they just kind of threw me to the wolves in some ways. So let's talk about the parkour. I don't think I had a chance to do a ton of parkour, but even though I didn't have a chance to do a whole bunch of it, I got to do enough to realize I like it a lot. The parkour in this game is very simple. The jumping is, you just kind of have to hold a button, and anywhere that you need to jump, it will jump for you. and you just kind of use your joysticks to go where you want to. It's very smooth feeling. It makes you feel real powerful. You don't feel inept. You don't feel like you don't know what you're doing. You feel like a parkour expert. So I think they really nailed the parkour in this game. So what are my overall impressions? I recommend this game to just about anybody. The one downside being there's no multiplayer, but that's not what this game is about. This is a single-player action, not RPG, but action-adventure. And in a game like this, you really don't want people around you in the first place because they just get in your way. Thanks so much for watching the video up to this point. I appreciate it if you give me a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do any videos I haven't done yet, or if you just want me to do one you've never seen yet. Goodbye for now, and I hope to see you again pretty soon. Hopefully, it'll be in this video right here. Go ahead. Click on it. You know you'll want to. I promise you, it's a good one. Just right there. Just click on it. Just click it. Click it. Click it now. Click it. Click it now.